Hello students, welcome to the class. Today we are going to discuss about some of the other chemicals which are used in our daily life. Now we are discussing about neurological active drugs. Neurological active drugs. These neurological active drugs works on central nervous system and produces well-beingness or produces some type of dizziness. Example for this neurological active drugs are in this neurological active drugs we have two types of compounds. One are tranquilizers. Another one is analgesics. One is tranquilizers, another one is analgesics. So what are these tranquilizers? These tranquilizers are the neurological active drugs which works on both the neurological active drugs means they works on central nervous system. Again, these are two types, tranquilizers and analgesics. Both the tranquilizers and analgesics behave as neurological active drugs. That means they modify the brain sensation. They modify the sensations. So these tranquilizers are somewhat mild sedative agents which reduces the brain activity and induces sleep. These tranquilizers are used to reduce the anxiety, to reduce stress, to reduce irritation, and to produce excitement or to decrease the excitement. Generally, these are used for mental diseases. So, tranquilizers generally used to reduce anxiety, to reduce stress, to reduce irritation, to reduce the excitement, and they are used for mental diseases. These pills, these drugs, generally used in sleeping pills. These are the components in sleeping pills. These are the components in sleeping pills. These are the components in sleeping pills. Example for these tranquilizers. Examples for tranquilizers. Some of the drugs used as a tranquilizer, that means for these symptoms. Generally, we are using these drugs. One is epronizide, another one is phenazide. One is epronizide, another one is phenazide. These drugs reduces the anxiety. These drugs reduces the stress, irritation, excitement, when generally used for mental diseases. How these drugs will going to work? Our body releases noradrenaline. This noradrenaline causes the well-beingness. Low doses of noradrenaline causes mood swing towards the depression. Low doses of noradrenaline causes depression. To overcome this, we use these tranquilizer drugs. What these tranquilizers will do is, these tranquilizers decreases the dissociation of noradrenaline. These two drugs decreases the dissociation of noradrenaline, so that in our body noradrenaline does not going to dissociate, it remains as it is. Slowly concentration slowly increases. When concentration slowly increases, what the patients will feel, they comes from the mood swing, they comes from the depression. So this depression is due to the low doses of noradrenaline. If we give more amount of adrenaline, if we stop the dissociation of noradrenaline in our body, what happens? Noradrenaline level slowly increases. When noradrenaline level slowly increases, our mood will swing to the normal. So these are the drugs, these tranquilizers used for mental diseases, that means for depression patients, these tranquilizers are used. Another type of drugs are, generally these tranquilizers are the derivatives of barbiturate acid. Tranquilizers, barbiturate acids are the compounds. From barbiturate acid, we synthesize some compounds which behaves as tranquilizers. Some mild tranquilizers are called as hypnotics. Some mild tranquilizers are known as the hypnotics. These barbiturate acid derivatives are veronil, barbiturate acid derivatives are veronil, luminol, seconal, amidon. These derivatives of barbiturate acid are used to produce well-beingness, to induce the sleep. These things are used as hypnotic drugs. They produce sleepiness in higher doses. In low doses, they work as sedatives. In low doses, they behave as sedatives. In higher doses, they induce the sleep. These are about the tranquilizers. Another important one is reserpine. Reserpine is an alkaloid extracted from plant. Reserpine is a tranquilizer. These reserpines are extracted from plants. These are the alkaloids. These reserpines reduces the blood pressure. These reserpine reduces the blood pressure. Hence used as a tranquilizers. And this one also reduces the pulse. So this one reduces the pulse and decreases the blood pressure. What is that one? Reserpine. Reserpine is an alkaloid extracted from plant, reduces BP and produces low pulse. So this is about tranquilizers. You can look at the structures of tranquilizers in your textbooks. We will move towards the analysis. Analysis are also neurological active drugs. Next topic is analysis. Analysis are the neurological active drugs. Analysis are neurological active drugs used to abolish pains without causing any impairment to central nervous system, that is without causing any sleepiness or those things. Without causing any sleepiness, without causing any depression, such kind of drugs are known as the analgesics. Tranquilizers works for the same thing. Tranquilizers reduces the pain by working on central nervous system. Tranquilizers depress the activity, but analgesics do not work on central nervous system but reduces the pain, does not induces sleepiness. These analgesics are of two types: narcotical analgesics, non-narcotical analgesics. Non-narcotical analgesics. Second one is narcotical analgesics. Non-narcotical analgesics and narcotical analgesics. Example for non-narcotical analgesics are aspirin, paracetamol. Aspirin, paracetamol. So what is this non-narcotical analgesics? How they work? Our body releases certain chemicals called as prostaglandins. These prostaglandins stimulates the pain effects. So when some wound occurs, some insect is biting, some accident occurs, then what happens? It releases, the cells releases, some body releases prostaglandins. These prostaglandins stimulates the pain effects. These prostaglandins causes the swelling. What these analgesics will do, these non-narcotical analgesics works on those prostaglandins and reduces the pain effect. We will discuss about the aspirin. Aspirin generally used as an antipyretic and analgesic. Antipyretic means fever reducing chemical, fever reducing substances. Aspirin is used to reduce mild fevers. Aspirin is used to reduce the mild fevers. Aspirin also used to reduce the pains. Aspirin also used to reduce the pains. But aspirin with empty stomach, when taken, due to its toxic nature, it causes ulcers. Hence, aspirin cannot be taken with empty stomach. Aspirin, if taken with empty stomach continuously every day, then what happens? Due to its toxic nature, it causes the ulcers. And it also shows some side effects on liver also. Another usefulness of this aspirin is it is a blood dilator. So it reduces the thickness of the blood. Due to its property, it is also used for heart patients. When the aspirin is used for heart patients, it reduces the thickness of the blood. So that is about aspirin. Now I am going for the preparation of aspirin. This is salicylic acid. When this salicylic acid is treated with acetic anhydride in presence of concentrated H2SO4, then we will get acetyl salicylic acid. Then we will get the acetyl salicylic acid known as aspirin. Its IUPAC name is 2-acetoxy benzoic acid. Its IUPAC name is 2-acetoxy benzoic acid. This aspirin mainly used as an antipyretic and analgesic. Antipyretic means which reduces the fever. Analgesic means which reduces the pains. Aspirin also used for heart patients to reduce the thickness of the blood. But aspirin has some side effects. Due to these side effects, this aspirin cannot be used with empty stomach every day. It causes ulcers in the stomach and it shows some side effects to liver ulcer. So this is about aspirin. So nowadays, instead of aspirin as non-narcotical analgesics, instead of aspirin as a non-narcotical analgesics, brufen, ibuprofen, simply we call it as brufen, naproxen, diclofenac sodium, those chemicals are used. Diclofenac sodium, ibuprofen, simply brufen, and naproxen. These things are used to reduce the pains. Diclofenac sodium, brufen, and naproxen are used to reduce the pain. So this is about non-narcotical analgesics. Next we will discuss about narcotical analgesics. And the next drugs are narcotical analgesics. So what are these narcotical analgesics? Narcotic analgesics means pain relievers. Analgesics means the drugs which are used to reduce the pain are called the analgesics. Narcotical analgesics are the chemicals which reduces the pain and induces sleepiness. These narcotical analgesics have addictive nature. These narcotical analgesics induces the sleep and also the reaction towards the pain. So it changes the mood. It changes the mood of. So it changes the reaction towards the pain. Example for these narcotical analgesics are morphine, heroin, codeine. These narcotical analgesics are also used for post-operative pains. After operations, patients will feel severe pains. To reduce those pains, these narcotical analgesics are administered. These narcotical analgesics are also used for cardiac pains also. To reduce the cardiac pains, narcotical analgesics are used. In higher doses, these narcotical analgesics causes stupor, coma and convulsions. So stupor means a kind of imagination. So it produces the stupor. Coma, it produces coma, and it also produces convulsions, shaking in hands and legs by this narcotical analgesics. Another important factor of these narcotical analgesics are these causes addictive nature. Means if you take these narcotical analgesics repeatedly, you are going to addict to this narcotical analgesics. So without these narcotical analgesics, it becomes very difficult to live. Such kind of narcotic analgesics are morphine, heroin and codeine. These are opioids. These things are extracted from opium poppy plants. Look at the structures of these narcotical analgesics. All have the same basic structure, but in morphine, two OH groups are present. In heroin is the derivative of morphine. It is the diacetate of morphine. Heroin is the diacetate of morphine. Codeine is the monoacetate of morphine. Codeine action is somewhat less than morphine. Hence, morphine in medicinal doses used for treatment of post-operative pains and for the terminal and for the treatment for the pain relieving for the terminal cancer patients. That means last stage cancer patients, to reduce the pains of those patients while they are in chemotherapy. This morphine is used as a narcotical analgesic. So this is about narcotical analgesics. The next thing we are going to discuss about is antipyretics. So what are these antipyretics? And next drugs are antipyretics. What are these antipyretics? Antipyretics are the drugs which reduces the fever. Antipyretics are the drugs which reduces the fever. Analgesics are pain relievers. Antibiotics are fever reducing chemicals. Generally used antipyretics are paracetamol, analgesic, phenacetine. Paracetamol, analgesic, we are not drawn the structure of analgesic. This is paracetamol, this one is phenacetine, and another one is analgesic. Phenacetine is somewhat more potential one than this paracetamol. This paracetamol IUPAC name is N4-hydroxyphenyl. So N4-hydroxyphenyl ethanamide. N4-hydroxyphenyl ethanamide is known as the paracetamol, which is used to reduce the fever. Phenacetine is somewhat more powerful than paracetamol. Analgesic also used to reduce the fever. This paracetamol also useful to reduce the pains also. Paracetamol also useful to reduce the pains also. So the paracetamol generally used to reduce the fever and rheumatoid pains, muscle pains also. So this is about antipyretics. After that we have to discuss about the antimicrobial drugs. What are antimicrobials? Antimicrobials are the chemicals which kills the microorganisms. Antimicrobials are the chemicals which kills the microorganisms or pathogens. There are lot of antimicrobial chemicals also. Our body also releases some antimicrobial chemicals. Our tears contains lysozyme enzyme. Our tears contains lysozyme enzyme, which kills the microbes, small insects. So when something is irritating on our eyes, what happens? Automatically tears will come from our eyes. Those tears behaves as antimicrobial chemicals. Tears contains the lysozyme enzyme, which behaves as antimicrobial, which have the antimicrobial property. Hence, if small insects are present on eyes, those insects are going to kill by this lysozyme enzyme. It actually dissolves the flesh of the small microbes. Okay, so these are about the antimicrobials. In those sweat also contains the antimicrobial property. Sweat also contains the antimicrobial property. Again, this one also kills some of the small microorganisms. Our tears have antimicrobial property. Sweat also contains antimicrobial properties. In those antimicrobial, again we have antibiotics, all those things. We will discuss about those things in the next class. For this class, it is over. Thank you.